So, in our series on AI and finance, we've seen some absolutely mind blowing ways that artificial intelligence is making our financial world faster and smarter. But for this final explainer, we're going to take a step back. We're shifting the conversation away from what AI can do to what it really, truly should do. And really, this is the question it all boils down to, isn't it? The technology is without a doubt incredibly powerful. I mean, it can run global financial systems at a speed and complexity that's hard for us to even wrap our heads around. But with all that power comes some profound responsibility. The real conversation starts right now, when we begin to ask about trust, about fairness, and about what our own role is going to be in this brand new intelligent economy. At the end of the day, we have to remember that AI is a tool, and just like any other tool, it reflects the people who built it, their intentions, their blind spots, and yeah, even their biases. How it's designed, who gets a seat at the table when it's being created, who's watching over its decisions, and who really benefits from all its efficiency. These are the choices that are going to define the future of money for every single one of us. This isn't just some tech problem to solve. It's a deeply human challenge we all have to meet. Okay, so let's dive right into this. At its absolute core, the entire financial system, from the bank on your corner to the global markets, it's all built on one thing: trust. We trust that our money is safe, that our personal data is protected, and that the rules apply fairly to everyone. So if AI is going to step in and play a central role, it has to do a lot more than just be efficient. It has to earn that exact same trust, every single moment. This slide just lays out the core challenge perfectly. On one hand, you've got AI's raw technical power, analyzing mountains of data, calculating risk in a split second, and automating super complex decisions. It's an incredible feat of engineering for sure. But then, on the other hand, you have the human responsibilities, the things AI absolutely must do to be accepted: protect our privacy, ensure ironclad security, and guarantee fairness for everyone. The entire future of this technology hangs on bridging the gap between those two columns. And think about it for a second. Every time an AI looks at your spending habits, your investment history, or your credit score, it's handling the blueprint of your life. That data has to be guarded with the absolute highest level of security. But it goes even deeper than that. We need total transparency. You, the owner of that data, deserve to know exactly who's using it and why. Your consent can't be something buried in the fine print. It has to be clear, informed, and explicit. In this new era, privacy isn't just a feature. It is a fundamental right, period. And that brings us to one of the biggest, most significant risks of AI in finance: the problem of bias. See, AI systems learn from data. And if the historical data we feed them is already tainted with generations of societal inequality in things like housing or lending or jobs, the AI won't just learn those biases. It could put them on steroids, making them faster, more efficient, and a whole lot harder to even see. This visual here shows you exactly how dangerous this can get. Just imagine an algorithm is fed decades of old loan data. It might learn that historically, people from a certain neighborhood, we'll just call it Group B, were approved less often. Now, the AI isn't being hateful or prejudiced. It's just spotting a pattern in the data. But by acting on that pattern, it creates this vicious feedback loop, denying opportunities to a whole new generation and basically cementing old inequalities into our automated future. And this right here is the moral bottom line. The whole point of powerful new technology should be to create more opportunity and to solve old problems, not to build more efficient engines for discrimination. We have a collective responsibility to demand that the AI we build serves to close these societal gaps, not carve them any deeper. This is the future we have to build. But listen, it is not going to happen by itself. Fairness has to be actively and intentionally engineered into these systems from day one. And what does that mean? It means having diverse teams building the technology. It means rigorous, constant testing for biased outcomes. And it means continuous audits by independent experts. It takes a constant conversation between developers, regulators, and the communities these powerful tools are going to impact the most. Which leads us to what might just be the thorniest question of them all. When a complex, autonomous system makes a life-altering financial decision, and that decision turns out to be wrong, who exactly is responsible for the consequences? I mean, who's on the hook? Is it the programmer who wrote one single line of code out of millions? Is it the bank that decided to use the system? The company that sold them the software? Or maybe the regulator who gave it the green light? When the decision maker is a so-called black box algorithm, those lines of accountability can get dangerously and sometimes very conveniently blurry. And that is exactly why we absolutely cannot let technology become the final word. There must always be meaningful human oversight, a clear, unbroken line of responsibility. We need systems and regulations that make sure every single AI-driven decision can be explained, can be reviewed, and when it really matters, can be appealed to and overturned by a real person. Accountability can't be automated away. Okay, so we've talked about some pretty serious challenges, but now it's so important to shift our focus to the incredible promise of financial AI if, and trust me, this is a very big if, we get the ethics right. If we lead with our values first and the technology second, we can build a financial system that's not just more efficient, but one that is fundamentally fairer, safer, and more human. And this slide really captures that potential so well. Just imagine, AI that can spot sophisticated financial scams and protect the most vulnerable among us. Systems that can look past old-school credit scores to see the real potential of an entrepreneur, opening up fairer access to capital. Personalized tools that are like having a financial advisor in your pocket, helping everyone manage their money better and build long-term wealth. This is how we can close the financial inclusion gap for good.
Picture an AI tool that helps an elderly person navigate their finances with total confidence and security. It could act like a digital guardian, protecting their life savings from fraud and helping them manage their budget with ease.
Or how about this? An AI that isn't trained on biased old data, but is instead designed to identify potential. It could see the strength in a young entrepreneur's business plan, opening doors to capital that would have otherwise been locked shut, and fueling innovation from every corner of our society. This is what it's all about, right? Democratizing financial tools, bringing sophisticated investment advice and planning services to a family in a rural community, helping them build a secure future for their kids, no matter their zip code or their background. At the end of the day, this whole conversation, all this talk about technology and algorithms, it has to come back to what money really means in our lives, because it's never just about the numbers on a screen.
This says it all, doesn't it? Money is so deeply connected to our biggest human aspirations. It's about our ability to provide for the people we love. It's about having the freedom to chase our dreams and make our own choices. And it's about building a life that has a fundamental sense of dignity and security.
So any financial technology we invent has to honor this. It must be designed to give people more understanding and more control over their financial lives, not less. It must empower our agency, our basic right to choose our own path. So the real question isn't what AI is going to do with our money, but what kind of future we're going to demand from the people who build it. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope this discussion helps you think more deeply about the tools that are shaping our world. Knowledge Equity Partners is a multilingual channel dedicated to transforming complex contemporary ideas into clear, actionable insights that empower you to grow in your work, your learning, and your everyday decisions. We focus on practical, research-driven knowledge that helps you think more clearly, use technology wisely, and build a more meaningful and impactful life. If you find our content valuable, please subscribe to Knowledge Equity Partners so you'll get notified about our daily videos. And don't forget to like, share, and spread this valuable, practical knowledge with your family, friends, and your community. Let's together keep the quest for knowledge always high. This brings our series on AI and finance to a close, but our exploration of technology's impact is far from over. Be sure to join us for our next Explainer series, where we'll be investigating the revolutionary world of AI in education. We look forward to seeing you then.